Hey everybody, welcome back to James Draws Everything, drawing every country in the world's flag. And today, going back to Europe, going way up north into Scandinavia, the northernmost country in Europe, and we're going to be doing Norway. All right, so Norway sits right over here. It's the westernmost country in the Scandinavian peninsula, borders Sweden and the Atlantic Ocean. And a lot like the other flags that have had Danish influence over the years, kind of like Finland's, it has the Danish cross. So we're just gonna start off by doing our lines for that. Okay. In Norway, their king adopted Christianity in the year of 994, and that was after several years of Viking raids on mainland Europe. And then when the Vikings were kind of driven off, some of them did convert to Christianity. And Norway owes its origin to that. Formed a union with Denmark in the Middle Ages, and then later Sweden. So part of the Kingdom of Sweden. And then kind of modern Norway starts in 1905 when they declare their independence from Sweden. And it's kind of unique, and then it's one of the very few secessionist movements that did end peacefully. So there was no war, they just peacefully separated from Sweden. And then Norway has a lot of oil, natural resources, but they were neutral in both World War I and World War II. However, they were occupied by the Nazis. Portions of Norway were occupied during World War II, mainly for kind of strategic reasons, the oil there, and then all the ports that are in Norway. Norway actually rejected membership in the EU, but they did become, even though they weren't involved in the world wars, they remained allies with a lot of what's now considered like the Western world, the Western powers. So not an EU member, but they do have, and again, mostly this is due to the oil, they do have a very high GDP per capita, like one of the wealthiest countries in the world. And then, so this is a lot like the Finnish flag, that same cross. And the colors of the cross, so the cross itself, it's the Dannebrog, the Danish cross. So again, all the former Danish countries pay tribute to that. And then the red and the white that are in this flag, that is paying tribute to the time when Norway was allied with Denmark, or when they were part of that union. And then the blue, they owe the blue to their union with Sweden. So paying a little bit of respect to the past with the colors of their flag. And I'll just color in that red, the red of Denmark. And yes, so Norway today, still a very rich country, facing a lot of the same issues that a lot of countries with aging populations are having. They have massive social welfare programs, but those things actually kind of worked when you had a homogenous culture and society. You had a homogenous country, just Norwegians, and they have taken in a lot of refugees from like third world countries, namely African nations, and it is putting a strain on their social programs, and it's also, you know, obviously changing their culture, so that's a huge issue Norway faces going forward. And you know, as restrictions, demand for oil, you know, as that changes going forward, and possibly, you know, it's not as in demand as it was in the 20th century, you know, that could obviously change things as well as far as their wealth. But yeah, Norway, I don't know, it always shows up on like those lists of world's happiest countries and world's, you know, safest countries, richest countries. So we'll see what happens. Nothing lasts forever. But yeah, that's Norway. So let's just write that in there. And I'm just going to finish off a little bit more of that red here where I left some spots. Okay, that's the Norwegian flag, everybody. So don't forget, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next video.